Do you ever feel like groceries are just getting more expensive? The other day I went to a store, picked maybe 10 items and the total came to almost $100. I stood there thinking, is this real? A few years ago, $100 could fill an entire shopping cart. Now it feels like the more I earn, the less I can actually spend. It's unsettling and honestly a little scary. But here is the good news. You don't have to give up everything you enjoy to get control of your finances. I have learned that small intentional changes can make big differences. Today I want to share 10 frugal habits that have helped me save money without sucking the joy out of life. Understanding why we spend. Before we go into the habits, let's talk about something we don't often think about. Why we spend the way we do. Most of our spending isn't logical, it's emotional. If we don't understand what is driving our financial decisions, it's hard to make lasting changes. For starters, there is an instant gratification. We live in a world where everything is available and immediately. Need something? Click buy now, and it's at your door the next day. That rush of excitement you feel when you buy something, it's a dopamine hit, and it's addictive. But here is the catch. The happiness is temporary and the bills are not. Then there is the emotional spending. Maybe you have a rough day and you think, I deserve this. Or you're bored, so you go just shopping to pass the time. I have been there. The problem is those impulsive purchases don't actually solve anything. They just add to the stress when the credit card bill arrives. Finally, there is the fear of missing out. How often do we hold on things, subscriptions, membership, or even clutter in our homes because we are afraid we might need them someday? It's hard to let go, but when we don't, we end up paying for things that don't really add value to our lives. Understanding these patterns is the first step to breaking them. Once you know what's driving your spending, it's easier to make smarter choices. Now, let's get into the habits that can help you take back control. Number 1, focus on what really matters. You don't have to cut out everything you enjoy. Just be intentional about what you spend on. Think about the things that truly make you happy and prioritize those. For me, it's books. I love reading, so I budget for that guilt-free. But I have cut out of things like takeout coffee or turning clothes because they don't matter as much to me. Take a moment and ask yourself, what do you value most? Build your budget around that and let go of the rest. Number 2. Plan your meals to save money and reduce waste. Food is one of the biggest areas where we waste money. I used to buy grocery without a plan, and by the end of the week, half of it would go bad. Now I plan my meals and I buy only what I need. For example, if I need a bag of potatoes, I roast some for dinner, use the leftovers for breakfast next day, and make a soup later in the week. It's simple, but it saves a ton of money over time, and I waste way less food. Number 3, buy secondhand or borrow instead of buying new. Not everything you need has to be brand new. Thrift stores, online marketplaces, and even borrowing for your friends or family can save you a lot. When my blender broke, I was ready to drop $150 on a new one. But then I checked on Facebook Marketplace and found a barely used one for $50. It works perfectly and I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything. Number 4, cancel what you don't use. Subscriptions can quietly drain your bank account. Streaming services, gym membership, delivering apps, it all adds up. I recently realized I was paying for a streaming service I hadn't watched in months. That was $10 a month, $120 a year. Just disappearing for nothing. Take a few minutes to go through your subscription. If you're not using it, cancel it. Number 5, pause before you buy. Before you buy something, pause and ask yourself, do I really need this? I use a 30-day rule for bigger purchases. If I see something I want, I write it down and wait 30 days. Most of the time, by the end of the month, I have forgotten about it or realized I don't actually need it. Number 6, be smart about energy use. Utilities are another area where small changes can add up. I started unplugging devices when I'm not using them, switching to LED light bulbs, and drying clothes on rack instead of using the dryer. My electric bill dropped noticeably, and it didn't take a lot of effort. Number 7, simplify your life. I used to think having more stuff made life better, but honestly, it just made things more stressful. Decluttering my home was one of the best things I have ever done. I sold clothes I didn't wear them and got rid of gadgets I never used. And simplified my space. Not only did it feel amazing, but I also made extra cash selling some of these items. Now I focus only on what I truly use and love. Number 8, practice gratitude to combat wanting more. It's easy to focus on what we don't have, especially when we are bombarded with ads and social media showing us what we should buy. But practicing gratitude can shift your perspective. Every night I write 3 things down I'm really grateful for. It's a simple habit, but it helps me appreciate what I already have and resist the urge to buy things I don't need. Number 9, look for discounts and cashback opportunities. Saving money doesn't mean you have to stop spending. It just means spending smarter. I use cashback apps and always look for coupons and discounts before making a purchase. Over time, those small savings add up. For example, I recently saved $50 on a hotel booking just by taking a few minutes to search for a promo code. Number 10, think long-term, not short-term. Saving money is a long game. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Small, consistent changes add up over time. When I started, I didn't cut out everything all at once. I began by making coffee at home instead of buying it out. That one change saved me $100 a month. Over time, I added more habits and saving kept growing. Money is tight for so many of us right now, and it's easy to feel like we are losing control. But you don't have to make massive sacrifices to improve your financial situation. By adopting these small habits, you can save money and reduce stress and still enjoy the things that really matters to you. What is one habit you're going to try? Let me know. I do love to hear your thoughts, to share with someone who might find it useful. Financial freedom starts with small intentional changes. You have got this. I also made another video on how to be frugal. You might look this video too.